Shalom, Israel. This is let's let it load all the way in. Radio, Takeground breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? This is a different section of the radio show of how we do it. Basically, is we used to do it a lot in the beginning, giving out a lot more relationship advice and talking about relationships and being in marriages. Different topics like that, polygamy or polygyny, how the hell you want to say it. Really, we just call multiple wives in the Israelite school UPK. Basically, you know, in relationship advice, especially for sisters and things in their marriages, man, y'all can call in and get some good counsel. You understand? Mental health is very important. Get some good counsel on a relationship in the truth. You understand? Now, we're not talking about if you're in the world getting high, smoking weed, you know, sleeping with prostitutes. You has tonight, 7 p.m. Come to the school at 2630 East 10th Street. Get down in the classes. You understand? Really need to, man, you need to get in the classes, learn the truth. Change your life. Change your life. You understand? Change your life. Definitely call in. We can get it popping. Let me get my man Compar song. Which one I want to hear? Home of the motherfucking truth. Okay, it's not the right speaker. Bitch ass nigga better move. Gotta raise up all the Jews, all the tribes. Give it the truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. UPK, home of the motherfucking truth. Not only we doing a relationship advice, you can call in. For you who don't want to, you know, call in and be all on the thing like that, don't want your business being heard and maybe people hearing who you are, we got the email. You can email your question, right? Email your question to, I'm gonna put the chat in there. Why Posh? Hold on, we had an email just for that already set up. Let's see if that thing's still active. I believe it was like Takegroundradio at gmail.com. But let me see if I can still get access to that, because we had some questions way back. We never really got to them. UPK raised me through Academy. You know what I'm talking about? Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. UPK home of the motherfucking truth. And you can type in your questions. If you got questions, type in your questions. Home of the motherfucking truth. Oh, Captain Yatazak. Yeah, this song is Trooper Quamapar, QWAMAHPAR, Home of the Truth on YouTube. Trooper Quamapar. All you do is just type in Quamapar and get all his songs. QWAMAHPAR. That's QWAMAHPAR. Right? You'll get all that brother's cold songs. You'll get access. All his songs is on YouTube. His name. Man, that boy's the man right there when it comes to it, man. He from Texas too. Man, yeah, type in your questions. Make sure you get ready for class tonight. You bring your questions to class tonight. All of that. Hey, put that song once again. Why haven't your pastor who has the Bible in the church, why hasn't he told you this? Because the world does not want it to be revealed that the black people are the true Jews. Nigga, I don't know you. That's that shit that comes to the school. Bitch ass nigga, man, move. Motherfucking child to do. Tryna raise up all the group, all the time. It's the truth of that. Keep that nigga never die. See the niggas in the sky. I got GEN.YAHANNA from the other side. I to the church last night. I to chill no guy. Bitch ass nigga can stop. I wanna check right now. Take me a check right now. I had a sex with you guys. Get away from this past. Bitch ass nigga take crime. And yeah, if you want, like I said, you can call in. You can call in. You can text that number. Your question, if you got a relationship question. Okay. We're gonna get started in just a second. Come in. But yeah, man, make sure you're getting ready for class and all that. Now we can get started in just a sec. Duplicate raised me, waiting for Hebrew Academy. Talking about. Home of the motherfucking truth. ISUPK 1 West. Home of the motherfucking truth. That's right. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. ISUPK 1 West. Home of the motherfucking truth. The flame of the Lord, man, no missiles, no nuclear destruction. You can't outrun no nuclear missile right now. You can't outrun no nuclear missile. All you can do is burn. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. Home of the motherfucking truth. ISUPK 1 West. Home of the motherfucking truth. That's right. Home of the motherfucking truth. See if we got a question. Home of the motherfucking truth. ISUPK 1 West. Home of the motherfucking truth. We're gonna get into the top. The 10 most common problems. IN News UK at JPI Media Publications. Okay. Every relationship experiences issues and pressures at one point or another, from arguments to problems with sex or worries over ... We're going to get into the top 10 relationship problems, relationship questions that's from this article that they believe. Okay. This is from a relationship counselor, Rachel Davis. Okay. This is going to give her some of her some of her breakdowns and what she thinks about certain things. But obviously, the UPK stance is the end all be all, one that really matters. Okay. Arguments. This problem number 1 in relationships, according to this article. Now, this is from a relationships counselor, Rachel Davis. Okay, she's giving a little breakdown on it, ways to look at how to solve these type of problems. All right, arguments. Have rules for rows. All right, such as taking time out, not swearing, and sticking to the point. Make a time to talk about any issues before they build up. ask yourself what you're really unhappy about. Arguments about whose turn it was to load the dishwasher are often about deeper issues you haven't been able to express, such as anger or sadness. Counseling. Getting proper counseling. UPK offers free counseling. You understand, for the brothers and sisters who want to learn the truth, who want to get down with the UPK, we offer counseling. You understand, for our students and brothers and sisters who want to come into UPK, you need counseling. There's a thing called being passive aggressive, which basically, this society is basically a passive aggressive society. It has a lot of passive aggressive tendencies in this society because it is Esau society. It is the snake people society. It's a person who's described as in the Bible
Shalom,
as a sneaky person.
You know what time it is. It's time for another Takeground breakdown.
They're a very sneaky race of people, even on a biblical scale. So this is a very passive aggressive society, and when you have a passive aggressive society that's full of oppression, people get angry. The oppressed get angry. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we get angry. Oppression maketh the wise man mad. So I had to read, just quote that scripture. So now you have black men and black women who have anger, who have built up inside of us, and that's going to cause arguments. It's going to cause arguments in a relationship. Like the article said, they're arguing over the dishwasher, who's the one who's supposed to load the dishwasher, but it's a deeper issue than that. What happens with passive aggressiveness is you let things slide over and over again. Something that ticks you off, piss you off, you don't speak up. There's no way to vent what your frustrations or what you're frustrated about. So you let things slide, and eventually you explode. And lots of times what you explode on isn't frustration. That's the oppression we're dealing with in America. They showed that in that movie. The movie with Ice Cube, and it was in the hood, right? And Bernie Mac was a crooked cop, and he pulled them over, disrespected them, dishonored them, put the gun in the brother's face, said, "I hate black niggas. I hate this gun because it's black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg because she black. I hate you black motherfuckers," and all this and that. And basically, it's not that he wanted to be passive aggressive about it. He could do about that. He couldn't punch cop in the face. He could hardly say anything back to the cop, because the cop now give the cop the right or not the right, but the make him want to come after the brother even more. So it showed when he came home to his girl house, he was crying. He just started crying. His girl ain't know what was going on. Nia Long, I think, was acting in that role. And Ice Cube, he was crying. Nia Long was comforting him. She didn't know what was going on. But that frustration that made him cry, that's the frustration that is oppression, is that we're dealing with, okay? Is when you can't, some disrespect, but you immediately address it. You know what I mean? These cops pull you over, search your car for nothing, okay? And without the proper counsel from the UPK, you won't understand that. You'll be so pissed off, rightly so. That the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. So we expect those type of things, and we know we are more built and trained to handle it. That's why counseling is very important. Getting counseling is very important. Hey, Shalom, Ra War. Shalom, Eskrin Littleton. Shalom, Warriors. Shalom, Erica Williams. Sharatazah. Yatazak. Iyana. Shalom, Lord Christ. Nakwaya. Shalom, Lord Christ. Today we're talking about relationship problems. This is the Takeground Radio portion that's about relationships and advice and counsel and things of that nature. Okay, not just about like major issues and current events. Communication. Some couples have different communication styles. Talkers versus non-talkers. All right, talkers versus non-talkers. That's a term. You got what do they call them? Introverts and extroverts. That's another term for it. You know, somebody who's very outspoken, somebody who wants to talk, wants to speak, emotions, wants to, and then you have the other type who this a lot of times this is kind of unhealthy, doesn't talk, doesn't speak about things, doesn't speak. You understand? Kind of holds a lot of things in. Both of them need counsel. Whether you're the person that just run off at the mouth and say everything that's on your mind, or you're the type of person who both of you need counsel. That's the counsel we offer in the Israelite School of UPK. Both of you need counsel, right? So the person who talks a lot can get counsel on what they shouldn't say. Talk enough can get counsel on when he or she should speak up. You understand? Righteous counsel. That's what you need. You understand? That's what you need in a relationship for communication. You need to know when to speak and when not to speak. And you don't learn those things in the world. They're teaching all of, in the world, it's just, you learn those things in high school, UPK, our classes, and when you get counsel. You call your counselor up. Hey, Shalom. I've been thinking about talking about this. Should I talk about this? I've been talking about something. Should I stop talking about it? That's what I mean for counsel. Direct counsel about your situation. All right. Or people who deal with things via talking versus people who like to get on with things. Right? You got a person who they want to talk it out. They want to just talk it out and take some time and sit down and talk and this and that. Then you got another person who's like, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk anymore. I talked a little bit enough about it. Let's get on. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this. Okay, you got different spirits on people. All of you understand? But what does the Bible say? The Bible says communicate and forget not. Okay? The Bible says communicate and forget not. So we should be communicating. We should be communicating. Should be communicating. Now, because you don't want to communicate the wrong things. You don't communicate too much. You don't want to communicate too little either. All right. Let's see. You don't communicate too little. Let's put the music a little bit in the background. There we go. That's right. Okay. You don't want to communicate too little. Type your question. Share it. Share it. You know what I mean? Share the take ground. All right. Let's see what else it says. Other couples, instead, they try to fill in the blanks and mind read. Sometimes every conversation becomes a battle. Every conversation becomes a battle. Now everybody, good communication requires, you know what I mean, one person to stop speaking, then the other person stops. This is one thing that women have real bad. Women have this real bad. They tend to want to over talk people. They tend to want to over talk people. You understand? They tend to want to over talk people, especially brothers. Now, when it comes to the oppressor, they ain't trying to over talk him. They go to the job site. They're not over talking the guy at the job, the white guy at the job. They're not over talking him. But when it comes into that black household, the black woman is trained in this society to over talk the black man. And the black man is trained to not get counsel on dealing with his woman. The black man is taught to be quiet and let her talk. That's what they train black men to do in this society. That's what black men are trained and taught to do. Basically, you can't tell the woman that she's wrong. Now, instead of the brothers coming into school and getting counsel, which is what they should do, they should come to Israelite School I.S.U.P.K and get counsel. They do what they were taught growing up. That's just to let the woman talk and let the woman run things and let the woman just run amok. You heard the term before: happy life, happy wife, happy life. I've heard a brother say, he said, I always get the last word. I always get the last word. It's yes, ma'am, you right, that's right, yes, ma'am, yes, you right, ma'am. I said, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? He said he always get the last word. You yes, ma'am, you right, ma'am, and anything you say is right, ma'am. Because he doesn't want to battle the demon. He's not equipped to battle the demon. He didn't call into the Israelite School I.S.U.P.K to get the counsel on how to battle the demon. Or to even address the problem that's going on in whatever the situation is. All right, this therapist says all of these problems can be overcome if the couple is willing to identify what goes wrong and make some changes. You can even do this by yourself if your partner won't talk to you about it. Ask yourself, what happens when I want to talk about something important? When did I last try hard to really listen and understand my partner? That's a good question. When did you really sit down and listen and understand your partner? And when did you call in to get counsel? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When did you call in to get counsel? Right? Make sure you hit that like button, hit the share button. When did you call in to get counsel? Nowadays, people get counsel from people who are unqualified counselors. You calling your girlfriend for relationship advice. What makes your girlfriend a suitable counselor to give you relationship advice. The woman on your job, what makes them qualified to give relationship advice? What makes them a qualified counselor? Because you sure ain't calling the Israelite School UPK up. You sure ain't paying either. You ain't paying your tithes. You ain't paying your tithes. Like a lot of the, like pretty much all the problems in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community can be solved if we were to seek the counsel of the Lord from the piece of prophets in the Israelite School of UPK. All our problems could be answered. All right, we got a good question. Antoine Trapp said, Shalom. What does it mean to be betrothed? What does it mean to be betrothed? Now we're getting somewhere. We can get to the truth. Now, I can say betrothed is basically the biblical equivalent of being engaged. But there is a but. There is a but. Shalom. Calling in Takegroundradio. Hello? Hello? This is Takegroundradio. Got a question? Shalom, you calling in to Takegroundradio. You have a question? All right, I'm gonna hang up on that person. Okay. Yeah, I would say it's like being engaged. But the problem is, in this world, in this kingdom, you have sex with a person you engaged with. In our world, in our kingdom, in Israel, when you're betrothed, you're not sexually active with that person. Okay, that's the difference. So basically, think about being engaged to somebody, but with no sex. You basically engaged to the person, but with no sex. You engage, but you're not sexually active with that person. That's betrothed. You're actually getting to know that person, not getting to know that person, but you're getting to know that person. What do they do for a living? How do they operate? How do they roll? How do they dress every day? Because we get with people we don't know diddly squat about them. What type of friends do they have? What type of company do they keep? This is all important things as you want to get to know when you betroth to a person. Now, if we get the definition of betrothed, the literal definition, let's see if I can pull that up. Let's get the actual definition. The person to whom one is engaged. Like I said, You're basically engaged, but you're not in a sexual relationship. This is what a lot of people should have done before they had sex with the person they had sex with, or the people they're having sex with. They should have got to know the person, got counsel on that person. Is this person a good match for me? Is this person right? Get counsel from a priest in the Israelite school U.P.K. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. All right. The brother said, Antoine Trapp said, Khan. For y'all who don't know, Khan means yes in the Hebrew. I'm doing that right now. Haven't had no sex. We both made a covenant. Just making sure we doing it right. Now, if you've been watching for at least 5-10 minutes, you're gonna know. Israelite School U.P.K. been here since 1969. We have our counseling services, right? Our counseling services. You should call them. Call your camp leader in your city and get counsel on that sister. Don't do it by yourself. Because even though you haven't had sex, you really want to. And if you really want to have sex with this woman, you can't be the judge until you've been trained to be a judge, a good judge on these type of matters. Right? Get counsel on that. Double check, get your counsel on that, and give them updated reports. When you give your weekly reports, everybody in the nation, or all the men, have to give a weekly report if you're in the ranks. When you give your weekly report, if need be, get the counsel on it. Seem like you might have already got counsel on it. That's why you haven't slept with her, but I don't know all the way. I don't know all the details. Your counselor will know the details. Your counselor will know the details. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share the class. About to. Right? We're going to shut it down in a minute. We still got a little more to go. Think through what you want to say first. Choose your time and place. Practice. Talk time. Where you each have 3 minutes to say what you need to say uninterrupted. And then your partner responds. Use email or write a letter if you have something important to say you can't find the words for. Try to use I statements and avoid blaming the other person. When people get defensive, it's hard to listen well. Is that what you do? Do you get defensive? When somebody brings the truth to you, do you get defensive? When your partner trying to speak with you, do you get defensive? We all guilty of it. We all guilty of it. You ain't the first in the world to get defensive. You ain't the last either. Hey, Shalom, Shawar. Shara, Salakia, sis. Yeah, Sharash. Was that a brother? Sharash. Oh, Shara Gabar. That's probably a brother. Sharash Gabar. Mariah Allah, Shalom. What we're talking about is communication, counsel, getting marriage counsel. Sign Christ. Brother said, clap it up for Antoine Trop. He said, Khan, I'm in CT, believe that's Connecticut, getting consolation. The water. He's getting the counsel. I think that's what he's trying to say. Getting counsel. He's getting the therapy that he needs. I.S.U.P.K offers marriage counsel. You, your wife, your wives, for some brothers, and a counselor, therapist. A counselor is a therapist at the same time. We've been offering our counsel since 1969 for all our students. Get counsel on these things. Get marriage counsel. Communicate. Listen. Be a good listener. Get in class. We got classes 7 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. Should make it a priority to set aside the time to be in the class, watching the class, either online or in person. That's how you get your questions answered. Get righteous counsel, not just some different people's opinions. You can get righteous counsel on the Israelite School UPK. Because we don't forget about the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Okay. Shout out to that brother Antoine Trap. He's basically engaged. Congratulations, brother. Hopefully your engagement, your betrothal works out. Betrothment, whatever you want to call it. Remember, when you betroth to somebody, that doesn't mean you are automatically going to marry that person. A brother can betroth a sister and they never get married. Because during the betrothal stage, basically, they both agree to not marry, to not have sex, to not consummate the marriage, because they think it won't work out, or it's not what they want. They have that option. As opposed to just taking whatever they slept with. And the lust is gone, and they ain't as sexy as they was the first day. That gotta have it feeling is gone. Now you in a relationship. Is she ready for it? Are you ready for it? God forbid she get pregnant. Not that being pregnant is a bad thing. That's a great thing. But you want to have a baby with the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life. You don't want to have a baby with somebody that you don't know. and that doesn't know you. So it's a lot more to it. It's a lot more to it. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. You can go to www.ISUPK.com. Get that information. Get your counselor's number. The counselor, that's his job, is to counsel you. In the Israelite School of UPK, that's his job. That's his job. So get that counsel. Get that counsel. Let your counselor know. Look, you looking for a wife, or you looking for a husband. You understand? Let your counselor know that. Counselor might say, look, you need a little more time. Which most of the time, that's what it is. You need more time. But like the scriptures say, if you're burning, you have not sinned, let them marry. It's not a sin to get married. We just take as many precautions as we possibly can. That's all we do. We take as many precautions as we can before you make that plunge. Literally, look at that. Before you make that plunge into being married. Counsel. Get counsel from the UPK. Get counsel. Get that therapy you need. Israelite School UPK, we've been doing this since 1969. Ain't changed. Doing it this way, offering counsel and giving counsel since 1969. Brothers and sisters, yeah. Yep, like I said, get that counsel. This is Takegroundradio, Takeground breakdown, relationship advice, relationship section. You understand? Here to talk about it. I'm about to we're gonna put the email out so people can email in their questions. Okay, so once we start getting that list going, you can email in your question. Go ahead and type it up, email in your question, and we'll answer it here on the show. Won't say no names and none of that unless you want us to give the names or whatever. But we won't say no names, keep it confidential, but you would just type in your question. Email in your question. This is the Israelite School of UPK. I'm Captain Kapash, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. We out here in Indianapolis at the school, 2630 East 10th Street. Get in classes, get your counsel. Get that help that you need that we offering in the school. Take advantage of it. If you don't, that's on you. Shout out to Eskrin Littleton. He said, it's a good thing to be married. You're right, brother. You're right. You're right. It is a good thing to be married.
Like Christ, like it said in the beginning of the Bible, male and female created he them. And he saw it was not good for Adam to be alone. All right, with that said, like I said, this is Takeground Breakdown. Let's get it in. Matrix session. Wake up, lead a matrix. Get right with your people. Go to ISUPK.com for more info. Learn this truth, black people. Get right with the Most High. Time is short. Price is returning. It's time to get our kingdom right. See the shirt. The kingdom or death. That's what it takes, man. The kingdom or death. That's what we're working for. We create this kingdom by getting that counsel. All right? Getting that therapy from the school, man. With that said, shalom, Israel. Catch you next time.